Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Simple Watch Reviews, where I review simple watches in a straightforward way. Today, one of the best value Seikos you can buy if you're in the right country. So the watch I want to talk about today is one that is beloved of watch collectors here in the UK, and in particular fans of very affordable watches. It is a great value for money piece. It's a watch that is very, very simple but does what it does very, very well. The watch is the Lorus Lumibrite field watch. The reference number for this one, if you need it, is RJ655AX9. This is a watch from Lorus, who are a sub-brand of Seiko, but they're a Seiko sub-brand that isn't sold in very many countries around the world. So they're sold in Europe, Canada, South Africa, Fiji and Oceania. So there are many countries in the world where you can't easily get Lorus watches. And in fact, when I went to look up this watch on the Lorus website, I couldn't find it at all. So I don't know if it's actually been discontinued or if it's just one that they don't shout about. But even on their UK website, I couldn't find it. Here in the UK, this watch is sold by a very well-established high street chain called Argos. So Argos have been going for absolutely years. They sell a bunch of different watches. Many of their watches are not particularly appealing, but they do sometimes have absolute bargains. The normal price for this Lorus Lumibrite sports watch is £35, but it is frequently on sale at Argos for £25. And at either of those prices, it's a really great bargain. So let me talk about the specs and dimensions, and as always in this video I'll include some indoor footage, some outdoor footage and some macro footage, all shot in 4K, so you can really get up close and personal with the watch and don't have to take my word for it. I would say though, with this watch, don't expect the finest of finishing in those macro shots. This is a simple watch that has a very simple purpose, but it absolutely delivers on that purpose. So dimension wise, they list this one as 35mm in diameter. I make it a bit more than that. I make it about 36.5mm, so definitely a small watch. It's 43mm lug to lug and really nice and slim at 8.2mm. That case is all stainless steel and has a kind of bead blasted finish, as well as having drilled lugs to make strap changes easier. The crown is a small crown. The crown finish is slightly different from the rest of the case, so it's kind of a polished crown rather than a blasted crown. I suspect that's one of the areas where they've cut costs a little bit. It does have some decent sized crown guards to protect that crown. They do also kind of get in the way a little bit. It's not a screw down crown, but the watch does have 100 meters of water resistance. The crystal is a flat mineral crystal that protrudes very slightly above the level of the case. And the movement inside is a Seiko Instruments VJ33 quartz movement, so a 3-hand quartz movement with day and date. The rated battery life of the movement is about 2 years, so not fantastic, but the watch does have a decent screw-in case back, so it should be easy enough to change the battery yourself should you need to. So star-wise, as you can see, this is a classic field watch. You've got nice big numerals for all of the hours, and then inside those you've got a 24-hour scale as well. You've also got nice clear minute markers. I would say that the dial overall feels a little bit crowded. You've got the day and the date kind of squashed in there. You've got Lorus Sports underneath the 12 and you've got Lumibrite water 100 meters resistant above the 6. But it all feels a little bit cramped, doesn't it? Particularly in the bottom half of the dial. The hands are simple black coated hands, slightly shiny, but they give a really, really good contrast against the dial. And as you probably figured out already from both that word Lumibrite and the colour of the dial, this is a full lume dial, and they have not skimped out on that lume at all. This thing glows like a torch, and as well as being really easy to read at night, it's just kind of fun. Full lume dial watches always look fantastic, I think. The strap is a single pass nylon strap. It's decent enough actually. It's quite flexible, it's quite soft against the skin, so it doesn't feel uncomfortable at all. What I would say is on my skinny 6¼ inch wrist, I'm actually on the smallest hole of this one. So if you have a smaller wrist than me, you may need to replace the strap. And you might want to replace it anyway, because one of the things they haven't done with this strap is give you hardware that matches the case of the watch. So it's unfortunately got a polished buckle on it, which I think looks completely out of place. The finishing on the case is super simple, so just that bead blasted look all over, apart from on the back. So the case back itself is polished, but the rest of the case has this bead blasted look, which I have to say I think suits it very well. It is a shame though that the crown doesn't match the rest of the case. I don't think the crystal has any anti-reflective coating on it at all, but the watch is still nice and legible. And as you can see, when I put it on my 6 1/4 inch wrist, it wears really nicely. It's got those classic field watch dimensions. It's a watch that just kind of sits there out of the way, very legible and easy to tell the time on when you need to, but when you're not looking at it, you barely notice it's there. There are a few things I'd change about this watch. I'd like the dial to be a little less cluttered. I'd like the crown to be a little bigger and for it to match the case of the watch. And I'd like the buckle on the strap to match the case as well. But for £25, this is an absolute steal. It's a great little field watch from an established brand, and that lume dial is an absolute delight. Do let me know what you think of it in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up if you liked it, and please consider subscribing for more simple watch reviews.